Lisa from Life in Layouts, and I'm so excited to bring you guys another sketch-inspired One Sketch Two Ways with Vanessa and Lisa and our special guest, Janet from RTS Scrapbooking. This is our sketch that we're going to be using this week, and I'm going to give you guys a little more detail about that in just a second. I am using the Elle Studios Noteworthy kit for this layout, as well as some of their TV ephemera. So this layout sketch, this is a sketch that I chose, and I specifically chose an 8.5 by 11 sketch. So this is a double page 8.5 by 11 sketch, and I wanted to show you guys how you can transform even those sketches into double page 12 by 12 layouts, or like Vanessa and Janet does with their inspiration on this sketch, they created one-page layouts. So I know Janet talked to you guys, if you watched her video last week, about not using the sketch as it is. And she used the one photo, one-page layout last week to create a two-page layout with tons of photos, and I was so excited to see that inspiration from that sketch, because that was amazing. And so that's what I wanted to show you guys with this as well, is that you can create your layout based on really any sketch. Use it as a jumping off point to get started. So for this sketch, we wanted to use the prompt to be currently. So that could be currently watching, currently eating, currently this is what I'm doing in my scrapbook room, I'm currently reading, however that inspires you currently. And we wanted to, because of that huge flower in the sketch, I wanted to also add flowers to your layouts, because I know that I have tons of flowers and they're really not being used anymore because they're just not as popular as they once were. However, those flowers become the death of me at the end of this sketch, or at the end of this layout, because I couldn't find flowers that fit with it. But finally I am able to do that. So let me tell you a little bit about these photos. These photos are photos that I took off the internet of 3 shows that I am currently watching: The Big Bang Theory, Shameless, and The Office. And none of these shows are current shows. The Office isn't even still providing new episodes. It's off the air. But I remember when The Office came out, and I saw just a few of the clips and seriously thought people were crazy for liking the show. I don't know why it is. I don't tend to get on the bandwagon of things. And so I felt like The Office and The Big Bang Theory were very bandwagon-y-ish, if that's a word. And I didn't watch it specifically for that. And so as I was flipping through, trying to find something, just a 30-minute show that I could watch while I was scrapbooking and I didn't really have to pay attention to, I was like, I'll give The Big Bang Theory a try, because if I don't like it, I'm watching it while I scrapbook, so I don't really have to pay attention. That first episode, I was hooked on the show. I could see why everyone loved it. The same thing for The Office. After I started watching The Big Bang Theory, I was like, maybe I'll give The Office a try. Again, hilarious. And then Shameless was actually recommended to me by somebody else, and I loved it as well from the first episode. That is a show that's on, I think, Showtime, and so it's not something that I would normally see, because we don't subscribe to Showtime. And so when it was recommended to me, I was like, check it out. And again, that one I think is on season 11 or something. So it's been around for quite a while. So let me get back to the layout and the sketch itself. I first started out with Elle Studios Noteworthy, and I used that for the teal, like polka dotted paper and the gray and teal heart paper. And then I started pulling out all of my other pieces from Elle Studio. I did subscribe to their kit club for about 6 months, and I loved everything about it. However, I decided to take a little break on that because I had so much stuff and I needed to get rid of some of it and use some of it up before I continued with that. So I will probably resubscribe to them later on, because I do love their stuff so much. All of their stuff coordinates with each other. And so you could pull out stuff from a current monthly kit or from other pieces, and they're all going to coordinate really well. So I pulled out that little tab with the black hearts, like the free drawn hearts on it. And I love those hearts. And I put that above the can't stop watching. So then I spelled out the word currently in their blue puffy stickers, and it wouldn't fit. So I was like, oh, well, let me just move over this can't stop watching a little bit and try it again. Well, it still didn't fit. So third time's the charm when I finally just took up the can't stop watching and decided to just let the currently move over as much as it needed to, and then figure out how to get that can't stop watching. So that's actually my title, is currently can't stop watching, because these 3 shows, really, I cannot stop watching them. I love them all. On the right side of the page, they have wood veneer. I love Elle Studio's wood veneer, and the reason I love it so much is that Elle Studio truly is designed to go in pocket pages. So all of their ephemera and their pocket cards and everything that they do is very lightweight, so that your pages in your pocket pages aren't very heavy. And so the wood veneer is so thin that it doesn't add a lot of bulk. So you could lay it completely flat. I did end up putting some fun foam behind it to add a little bit of dimension, because I thought it was a little bit flat. But if I wanted it to be flat against the page, it could be, because it's so thin. And I love that about Elle Studios. It gives me the option to choose whether I want it flat or bulk like you would normally find in wood veneer. So this is where I pull in my flowers. I find this gray flower paper from Elle Studios. I believe it's from their Live, Laugh, Love collection. And so I decided to put that behind my journaling. And I typed up my journaling simply because you can see how much of it is on, how much I put on there. And I really wanted to document, because these photos aren't really, they're not photos that I've taken, they're photos offline. So if anybody was to see this layout in my album, I didn't want them to be like, why are there these 3 random shows on here? I really wanted it to be a lot of journaling. This was one where the pictures did not tell the story about what's going on. So that's why there's so much journaling in there. And I don't normally type my journaling. I do like to have my own handwriting. Even though I don't like my handwriting, I experienced something where I did not have anything of a relatives that was left after they passed away. And so that really struck home to me about making sure that I had my handwritten journaling somewhere, or my handwriting somewhere. Even though I don't like it, doesn't necessarily mean that my family and friends won't enjoy seeing that later on. However, if you choose to type all of your journaling, I am in no way saying one is better than the other. You do you. I'm going to do me. And that's what makes scrapbooking this great hobby that we have, is that there is no wrong way to do that, or to do anything in scrapbooking. So I don't know why I did this. I spent so much time piecing this together when I should have just used the paper behind it and not worry about piecing it. I spent a significant amount of time doing that, and I could have just cut out a 8x8 piece of paper and been done with it. But I was being stubborn with my paper, and I don't know why. So that's me spending all that time there. So I added a couple more wood veneer. I found a flower wood veneer that worked perfectly for this layout. And then the word love, because I do love these 3 shows. And then I'm using these puffy heart stickers. I got these from Tuesday Morning. I think they're from Bella Boulevard. And I bought them in every color when they came out Tuesday Morning. So I'm adding a couple of those. And then I pull out my Elle Studio puffy hearts. I think it's puffy hearts and other shapes or something like that. And I added a couple of blue circles to the layout as well. And then I'm going to add a couple of white puffy hearts to the layouts. These are also from Elle Studios. I think they're hearts and shapes is what I think they're called. But all of their hearts are just everything with this layout, or the Elle Studio coordinates, and I love that about them, is that you can have lots and lots of options. So I felt like I did have a lot more white space than I really wanted, so I do end up using my fireworks in the Bahama Blue to add some splatter to the layout, just to kind of take your eye away from the amount of white space. I liked it, and I didn't want to add anything else to it. I didn't want to add another cluster or anything like that, and that's when I'd pull out my spray inks so that I can just add just a little bit of something that, so there's not so much stark white space in the layout. So before I wrap up, I want to tell you guys a little bit more about this series. We have one more layout, so we are doing them on Fridays this month, and there are only 3 Fridays in August, so we have one more after this. And I do have a $20 gift certificate giveaway to Scrapbook Generations, because that is my favorite local scrapbook store. And all you have to do is subscribe to my channel and comment below on any of the 3 videos a location of where your inspiration layout is posted. So you do have to create a layout for my giveaway using any of the layouts sketches that we provide, and you're going to have until the end of September to complete that. So just post those below. Here are some close-ups of my layout, and I hope everyone has a scrappy day. Thanks for watching.